Nice.
Bryce had his holiday trailer there because he had his dogs as well. So they were staying in there. He said, hey, you can crash in my trailer. You'll be the only one. But if you can just look after the dogs when you go to like let them out when you call it in for the night, the next morning, etc. He tells me, you better stay in the trailer. I just turned the furnace on. This was like right after he left. He texted our group chat. So I'm expecting to come in. Ooh, nice and cozy in here. Bundle up. No, the furnace was not working. The dog's water dish that was on the floor the next morning, like there was a small layer of ice on top of it. That's how freaking cold it was inside that trailer. If it wasn't for the two puppies up in the bed, one on each side of me, I probably would have died.
Well, overnight maybe. You got the puppy cuddles though.
Yeah, exactly. So it was good. But yes, you're right. Fall is, I think, officially here with the crisp nature of the air right now.
That means hockey's right around the corner. NHL hockey. Of course, we've had, WHL, AJ, BC, all those sorts of things. Aaron says 12.5 from the Oilers and 20 mil from an offshore company. Kawhi Leonard style. A tree planting company paying the rest of the salary? I don't know. I don't think so. Gordell says sub 14 mil so you can fit McDavid or sit Crosby at the deadline. People are talking. That's the name popping up. Wouldn't it be interesting? This birthday is better than the 94 birthday when Jordan retired for the first time. I'll take a Connor signing. That's from Triple C in a truck. Well, Triple C in a truck. Happy birthday. Sorry about your Eagles. You and I both in the losers lounge this week. Duke, nice win for your Texans, though.
The Ravens.
You'll take it.
Ravens might be cooked.
I saw Ravens fans calling for Harbaugh's job like 2 weeks ago, and I thought, come on, guys. It's hard to say without Lamar Jackson, but maybe they do need a change there in Baltimore. CJ EDM. What do you think? Corey says, now that McDavid is done, can we start talking what Quinn Hughes' contract will look like in New Jersey? If you had two brothers in the NHL, Duke, would you want to play with him? That seems like to me like something like when we're in our 30s, let's link up. But maybe until then, let's kind of have our own legacies.
The reason I think would have to depend on the potential success of the team. Like you're not going to go and all three of you like, you know what? We're all in our prime. Let's go to the current bottom dweller of the league and have fun together. Like Devils are a good team and look like they're poised to continue being a good team for the foreseeable future. I don't think it would be outlandish by any stretch of the imagination. And when you talk about now this McDavid extension is done, that's where a lot of focus was. But even still in Vancouver, other rumors around the rest of the league, they were still on like, all right, well, what's Quinn Hughes going to do in 2 years' time? He like that. He's not even a pending UFA.
Yeah.
To me, it's a little crazy to be on that already. But
it's the Canadian hockey market.
Yeah, it seems very logical when as you said, it's Vancouver, and the potential is there for a move elsewhere.
Dirk just texted in, celebrate good times. Come on. The dancing emoji. Absolutely. Brent asked if they said the name of the tree planting company yet. Not yet. Haven't heard anything about that one quite yet. Yeg Moose says goalie money on the table. But which goalie, Yeg Moose? That's my question. Poor Lowtide never gets the breaking news. Well, Lowtide's rich in other ways. You can't complain about not getting breaking news when you're on for 2 hours in a 24-hour news cycle. It's 1/12 of the day.
Good math.
Thank you. Like, come on, Al. I know he wants the breaking news, but if he wants that, he's just got to take on more responsibility. Maybe he has to do 11 to 2, like originally planned. Then he declined that first hour, and then this show became a thing. That's not actually what happened. Low Title was always given his 2-hour window. Dusty says he gave up a lot of money to try and win instead of learning basic D-zone. Hey now. Tony the Reader Meter. What does this mean? If he signs 2 or 3 years and wins a cup, he stays. If he doesn't win, he leaves. Or is he leaving at the end of the contract no matter what? Thanks. Tony, I got to say, I try to live in the moment. I'm not going to worry too much about 2 or 3 years down the road because I don't think we know. I think a lot of it depends on what happens. And, does he win a couple cups? And then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I want to be Sid. I want my legacy just to be with one organization. Maybe there is a part of him that does want to play for the Maple Leafs one day. Like that could be in the realm of possibilities. But all I know is he's in Edmonton for the next 3 years. So after that, we'll wait and see what happens. People trying to like make side deals. Dr. Will, probably an ownership in Kate's real estate empire, snuck in the side. Why not? Buy into it. Doug says 2 years at low AAV makes sense, allows the Oilers to sign missing pieces, and he also when he resigns, the cap goes way up. He can score huge in 3 years. And Doug, that's a good point. Carey said mentioned that as well. We know that the salary cap is going up. Right now, to me, it's just a sign of a guy who wants to win. Like, look around the NHL. The Panthers could be in the window. We've heard people mention the Dallas Stars. But the Stars have a lot of guys getting paid big contracts if they were willing to take on like a McDavid deal hypothetically in the future. Plus, they got to pay Thomas Harley. Like, it would have been tough for them. I think when you look around the NHL, the situation, Connor McDavid and his team probably said, this is my best spot to try to win. I do all I can on the ice. Maybe I help him out a little bit off the ice. I really want to win a Stanley Cup. That's what my legacy needs right now. So I'm going to drum it down to 12.5. Could have signed 17.5. Nobody would have blinked an eye. So here's $5 million, Stan Bowman and company. Go help out our goaltending. Go find me a shooting winger. Whatever it might be. Use that money. Don't waste it. And let's go try to take another run at this thing. Conroy says, man, oh man, McDavid. Amazing leader. Total team mentality. Yeah. Conroy's, I kind of butchered that, but I think we got the point across. Too bad Nurse could not take a team-friendly deal. Makes me upset and want to trade him. Not Nurse's fault, but still. Andrew D. Yeah, you kind of just got to roll with that one. Chicano says McDavid stick handling through media dollar projections like Rangers Deef. Yeah, I mean, nobody knew.
The original, it was like, all right, well, how many years is it going to be? Okay, well, if it's shorter, that should be able to keep the dollar figure down. And we're talking like down as in not $17 million like Kirill Kaprizov. I don't think anybody expected it to be at that number, but as low as 12.5, I think that is equally as surprising for everybody. And hey, if there's someone out there that you can document that you said originally, yeah, he's going to sign just a 2-year deal at the same figure he's currently making, then congratulations. You have my respect and appreciation for your forecasting. But like, to me, it smelled of a raise, maybe somewhere around Leon or just slightly more, like 14.5, 15.5, maybe as high as 16, maybe. But I thought that was unlikely. So it's like, I really can't say it enough times that like, this is such a great get for the Oilers to keep this contention window open and, more importantly, flexible while you have 97 in the fold.
I'm with you. Just some kind of the timeline here with this. I'm looking at Rashog here. He said, as of last night, undecided. Talks heated up this morning. The deal came together extremely fast once McDavid decided on what he wanted. Kind of makes you like, we kind of like do situational things like, is he sitting on the couch with his wife and dog and like, you know what? Let's get this deal done. I want to win. Let's take a little less money. And then we'll think about it in a couple of years. How does 2 years sound? All right, let's do it. Stan, this is the deal I want. And then it just gets done that quickly. Like, kind of how it should go. There was no negotiating from the Oilers side. It was like, yes, Connor, whatever you want. Let's make sure we make it happen. Let's take a break here. When we come back, we'll get to more of your text, 1-833-401-1440, in case you missed it. Connor McDavid signing a 2-year extension with the Edmonton Oilers. Big news of the day, worth $12.5 million. Could have taken a lot more, left a lot on the table. So the Oilers management staff has a lot of room to work with here. See what they do during the next couple of seasons to take advantage of that space with the rising cap. But it's going to be fun to see what happens just before the Oilers season kicks off. It is Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Edmonton Elks Campus Clash is back, presented by Innova. October 11th versus the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, featuring $18 student tickets, food and drink specials, after party at O'Byrne's Ice District, and you could win a trip to Cancun. Tickets at goelks.com.
You'll see us digging holes. No, we're not looking for buried treasure. You'll see us digging trenches as well. And no, we're not building a fort. We're GS Construction, and you'll see us in neighborhoods throughout the Edmonton area. So what are we doing? GS Construction provides rehabilitation and upgrade services to Edmonton and surrounding communities. Some of our underground utilities have served us for years and are past their useful lives. We replace them, so they're around for years to come. Find out more at gsconstruction.ca.
Michelle and Colette are sisters. Sisters who don't agree on much, especially when it comes to which hockey team is the best.
Edmonton is the best, baby. Vancouver's number one.
Even when it comes to meat snacks from Wilhawks.
I love the Herrischweiner. The ham sausage rules.
But they will agree
Wilhawk beef jerky is the best.
it might just be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Others can try to imitate, but no one can duplicate Wilhawk beef jerky. Only available in Leduc. Get yours today, because you don't win friends with salad.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. I'm super excited to tell you today that we have fed over 250 families so far with our Feed 500 Families event. With that said, we are still short of our goal. We have decided to continue this on through to the end of October. With your help and your support, we can get this done. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money.
Fluent?
Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy round black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
When it comes to choosing a hair clinic, the difference is in the doctor.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. Transforming how you feel about yourself is a very personal experience, and I'll work directly with you every step of the way.
Physicians come from all over the world to learn from Dr. Elliott.
When your personal goal is to help other people achieve theirs, you must deeply understand the latest treatments.
Want to feel confident and comfortable? The difference is in the doctor.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott at drvanceelliott.com.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson, and I'm joined by a very important member of our team, Jody. She coordinates our crew and job packages for all furnace replacements, air conditioner, and heat pump installs.
And Dennis, I've got to say, our installers really are the best. They've all been with us for a long time, and we never use subcontractors.
So you know that whomever is in your home is a Weiss Johnson employee, not someone hired out just to get things done. So the next time you need us, ask for Jody.
Always happy to help.
Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
The pedigree of a championship team is solid planning. Set yours with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. This is Edmonton's only sports radio station. Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:19. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick, and Sam Wilness with you here from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Brought to you by Wilhawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhawkbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Duke, I did notice Josh walked away a little limp still. The limp has not left him, so I think he might have to go to the hospital.
Soft.
Or he could just suck it up.
That's what he should do, but hey, I don't tell a guy how to live his life. I just criticize the choices he makes.
From afar. That's fine. Of course, you can always reach us 1-833-401-1440. Big news of the day. Connor McDavid, 2-year extension with the Edmonton Oilers, $12.5 million. Not too shabby. Also, looking like Jake Wallman going to re-up with the Oilers. We're hearing reports 7x7. He'll be 30 this year. So by the time this contract wraps up, 37 years old. Pretty good guy to lock up, though, I would say. Big pay to get him with the organization last year. I think he showed that he deserves a contract extension, and obviously by signing 7 years, wants to be here. Leon, 8 years. Trent Frederick, 8 years. Guys signing these long-term deals. Obviously, they like it in Edmonton. Connor McDavid, a big part of that, and he will be with the Oilers for at least the next 3. So great news for the Oilers. We'll be keeping you up to date on that throughout the entire day. I mean, keep you up to date on it. You're up to date. But we'll keep talking about it. We'll have lots of guests on the show and the station to discuss the deal. Let's dive into the inbox now. Text line 1-833-441-1440. Brought to you by Elks Nation. Check out the new website, elksnation.ca. Articles, podcasts, and more breaking news on the green and gold. The most in-depth double E football coverage online, elksnation.ca. Very user-friendly as well. And 2 weekly podcasts with Eddie Steele and Declan Kruger. I want to start off with the YouTube chat. We got people feeling good. Northside Norm, all smiles. Triple Crown feeling great. And then the Polar Goats just has there been in history any franchise player in any sport take their prime, take a discount in their prime. Brady, Crosby took discounts, but not as much for the market. It's hard to say. Crosby always signed 8.7. So, I mean, and that was in an era where some guys were getting like 12 mil. So, pretty big discount there. Mahomes, a little bit different, but, never really got that. Or Brady, top 5, top 10 quarterback. Like, he was around there, but he was never taking those huge contracts. So, be kind of in that conversation. But again, this is just 2 years. This is a 2-year thing starting off next season for the new contract. Talladega, does his contract bother the NHLPA, you think? Not moving the market much, but also you have Kaprizov. I don't know. I mean, someone else on the team's going to get paid. So
yeah,
they got to be happy about that.
Somebody had texted that in, kind of making that point that, technically it means that the Oilers can pay other people more money. But I do think there's got to be, I don't know if it's only 2 years, right?
Yeah.
If this was a 8-year deal at $12.5 million or even 14, then I think that is maybe where you would see some pushback from the Players Association. But like on a 2-year deal, you'd like a new precedent to be set, but Kaprizov did. So he's widely considered a premier player in the league. Now, he's not McDavid. To me, he's not McKinnon or McCarr, but McCarr is getting a new deal in another, year 2. There's other guys that can still push the needle up. And on just a 2-year contract, I don't know if there would have been a ton of, and just guessing, right? Just purely guessing. I don't think the PA probably would have had a ton of pushback on this. They would have loved to see a much higher number, but at the same time, just a 2-year deal.
You remember what Michael Scott said to Toby Flenderson? Take 2 of these and call me in the morning? Yeah. I don't know if I can do that on YouTube. That would be my response if I was Connor McDavid and the PA comes at me and says something like, no, get out of here. I'm going to do what I want to do, and you guys deal with your other thing. Kaprizov just got a huge deal. Cap's going up. Other guys are going to get paid. I got my big contract right now. I want to do something to try to win. And good on him, because I think a lot of people have thought that. What if he just took a little bit of a discount and that gave the team more money to work with? Well, now they're doing it. And in his situation, you have the guys on that group. He, Draisaitl, Bouchard, Nurse, all making big money. He did what he can to give this team a little bit more space. Nothing but respect for the captain here. Andrew says, I've got a inside tip. Ekholm at $4 million for 3 years. We got all these contracts coming down. Craig and Red Deer says, maybe we add Crosby next. Hey, I will say this. There's probably been outside of McDavid on the text line coming in here, there's been a lot of people mentioning Crosby as well. Could it happen? We'll see. We'll see what happens now this season. Husk says, come on, Oiler fans. There's nothing to complain about. This is the most team-friendly contract he could ever sign. Team Dean says, even with the reported Wallman deal, the Oilers have $23 million next season. And the Oilers, with that cap space, where are they going up? Goaltending. Everywhere else, your key guys are kind of under contract. I don't think there's anyone else, Duke. Maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong here. Almost everywhere else, you're locked up. Obviously, you would maybe look at Matthias Ekholm again, but I don't think he's getting a raise. Drop off, if anything, probably. So they're in a pretty good situation here with the cap going up. Team D, I'm going to take you for your word, 23 mil next year. The only place you're going to be spending money is going to be goaltending, whether that's Stuart Skinner or somewhere else. So that is ideal. Some funny text coming in here. Norman says, just nice to see McDavid take a hometown discount. The Oilers will need the cap space when Nurse's contract is up for renewal. Bud Baker says, Connor, we've been calling for Harbaugh's job years ago. Should have fired him and kept Mike McDonald. Franchise mistake from Bud Baker. That's on the Ravens' perspective. I guess I just saw it as of late. But I mean, the success was there. Just obviously can't get past the Chiefs. Going to be a problem. T. Roy, what goalies are available at the trade deadline?
That
impossible to say right now.
To answer that now would be an effort in futility by my perspective, because the same goalies that are available today or could be available today could be a completely different list than March or end of February, right? So you can start to poke around and say what goalies could be available. Now, I guarantee there's plenty of fans that are say like, all right, they got this taken care of, sewed up a little bit. Let's start exploring options now. Forget the trade deadline. Like start going after it now. But I do think that the team and the way they've expressed it, they're feeling confident to at least begin with what they have. And should things need to be addressed mid-season, then they'll cross that bridge when they come to it, right?
Yeah. Like, let's wait and see.
Yeah. Like, don't shoot a gift horse in the mouth.
That's what they say.
I think.
Quickly, Colton says, hey, boys, fantasy question. I have Kopitar, but Monahan is a free agent. Who do you think has more points this season? Points league.
I just checked on this. Last year, Anze Kopitar, even at, like, he's announced this is it for him.
Yeah.
Final season. 67 points last year, 21 goals. Monahan also, and that was in 81 games, so reliable, durable. Sean Monahan played in just 54 games, but had 57 points. So if you believe that Sean Monahan can duplicate that again, he's no spring chicken anymore either, but more importantly, stay healthy, then it's kind of crazy to say because Kopitar is, and for me, first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt, or one of the best of a generation. I think I'd probably be going Sean Monahan here.
I was tempted to take him in our box pool.
In the box pool,
yeah. The injury, like, can he stay healthy? That was probably my only fear. But I think that's probably the direction I would go.
Now, there might be a little skepticism around the Blue Jackets, but like they kind of had like a really good run and came up just shy of a playoff berth last season, right? Like, is that duplicatable for them? Because they're not a team that comes across as, you know, a Stanley Cup contender or anything. They've got holes on the roster, but guys like Marchenko, guys like Voronkov, of course, Fantilli and Johnson can get better. Kirill Marchenko really exploding last season. So they've got the players. They have offensive firepower, and Monahan profiles in as a part of that inside their top six, or at least an offensively based top nine role. I'll hear those that are critical and say that it was kind of like a flash in the pan for them last year. But at the same time, like, if nothing else, they should be a fun offensive team because still questions in net. They might have to try and score a lot of goals to keep themselves in games.
Just a text here from T the Exterminator. Roslovic fired agent. Do you think we circle back to him? Maybe. He's interesting. You know, 22 goals last year. Not on a team.
But, and this was a really good thing pointed out by Frank Saravalli on the Carey show last week. 11 of those goals came in like the first 20 games.
Yeah.
And so for the remaining 50, you only scored 11 or 10 goals or whatever it was, right? So he had a hot start and then kind of obviously leveled off. But he is an intriguing player because he can do a lot of different stuff. He can play center, has the skill to play in I think a middle six role with some energy and speed to maybe be in that third line spot. I get it. The Oilers had made a pass at him earlier this summer, but right now, where does he fit in?
Yeah.
Like you already have a log jam of forwards, even with the Zach Hyman injury. And is Roslovic a tangible, substantial upgrade? Yes, I get the goal total say yes, but over some of your other middle, bottom six players, I mean, maybe they circle back on him, but I just can't see it because of the pure the numbers. Like the numbers just don't work out. The Oilers already have too many NHL forwards.
Yeah. Wondering if he might regret that decision.
Yeah, it's very.
Season starts in a couple of days, and you're not under contract. I don't know. We'll see. David says, at least we can stop reading and hear about how McDavid is going to Toronto. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. It's kind of nice. If you had that person in your life that was trying to make the comments about him going to Toronto, you can respond now. Big Wally says that 12.5 is the ultimate burn to Toronto media and fans who were so certain he's coming home. Stays in Edmonton for so little compared to what he would get. Ha 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 ha. Suck it. From Big Wally's style. Guy wants to win. Things we know. Aaron says, now I can buy the new Oilers alternate jersey. I was waiting to buy the 97. I got to say, Duke, those have grown on me.
Especially after seeing them in practice jersey form. I like them. In fairness, I was kind of on board with them from the start. I like that it's a bit of a different spin, the off-white, kind of different script on it. I've liked them, but I do think some others are maybe coming around a little bit. We always say, wait till you see them in person.
That's it.
To render judgment
Gotta
when
be
it
on
comes
the
to
ice.
jerseys. So that being said, I know everybody's still Oilers riled up and jonesing to talk about it, but we saw some unique uniforms across the NFL this weekend. Bills were whited out last night. All retro matchup between the Seahawks and the Bucks.
It's beautiful.
It was one of the better complete uniform games I can recall in memory.
Absolutely.
Because the white creamsicles, I don't know why the Seahawks don't just go back to that. Like the kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Like the same colors, just in different tones, really.
Not metallic.
Yeah, I guess that maybe is the best way to put it. I think they should go back to that like full time.
I'm with you. I get why they it's
modern.
Retro weekend or throwback weekend, but they look so good.
But think about it now, they switch back to those ones, and in another 5-10 years, the throwbacks are, Super Bowl jerseys.
Well, now all of a sudden Chargers fans are loving the early 2000s jersey, but they couldn't wait to go back to powder blue. Yeah, I want the Seahawks to wear their neon green, and then I want the Chargers to wear their neon yellow gold ones and just have the worst matchup of all time. Gordo says Rostovic does fit as a third line center, but the cap probably won't work now. Probably would have when they made the offer. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Today's price is not yesterday's price. Things change, maybe. Hey, guys, if the Islanders by the trade deadline are at the bottom of the league, I guarantee the Oilers will get Sorokin. We also had someone else mentioning a few other goalies. Spruce Grove Corey had Bob and Markstrom, two big names slated for free agency as of today. I can't see Bob leaving Florida.
It's for Edmonton.
And
I get it. Edmonton's going to be a good team, and we think they're going to be a good team, but he has won 2 Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
He has achieved everything there is to achieve in the NHL on an individual and team basis. And once again, hate to say it as a generality, but there's a reason he left Columbus to go to Florida in the first place. The track record tells us Russian players prefer to play on the East Coast and in large metro areas.
That's what they do.
And even beyond that, somewhere on the water, whether that's even Chicago, you can loop in on the lakefront, but New York, Florida, those are where Russians seem to congregate.
Hey, shout out Vasily Podkolzin, though.
He loves it here.
Re-upped here. DK says Matthews and McDavid's contract end the same time now. Thoughts? Oh, the Toronto to Edmonton pipeline. We've seen Hyman. We saw Jack Campbell. We saw Tyson Barrie. We've seen more, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Let it continue. Cody Ceci. Kind of. I think he was at Pittsburgh in between. Anywho, can we just very quickly, though, Duke, before we go to break here, talk a little bit about the Toronto Blue Jays and Trey Savage yesterday?
Please.
5 1/3, 11 strikeouts. Guy was dealing. That was unbelievable baseball.
I got the pleasure of listening on my drive home from a wedding I was at. I don't know if that came up yet or not, that I was at a wedding this weekend. On Sports 1440, we had the call, even for playoffs. Doesn't stop all summer long, rolling right into fall. So hearing Ben and Chris LaRue on it was electric, dynamic. I loved it. Yeah, and I talked about it with Kevin and Eddie this morning that I wanted to see Trey Savage stay in the game. Not because I thought he was going to throw a complete 9 innings. He had a no-hitter going. That isn't as much of a consequence for me as the fact that, he'd only been through the order twice. He faced 18 hitters, exactly. 11 of them were Cade.
Yeah.
Yes, there was no hits. The one error, the one walk. It's easier to say in hindsight now because the next 6 guys that came in from the bullpen each only lasted a third of an inning, and the Jays end up giving up 7 runs in the process of the final few innings of the game. I understand it. I fully don't take me as a fool. Like, I get why he was taken out when he was. In case you need him for game 5, got to have him there as a starter or maybe even as out of the pen. You're the Toronto Blue Jays. You're planning on playing a game 5?
Got to be ready.
Weird, because at the last game of the regular season, you had a chance to save your potential game 1 wild card starter. It's like, oh, we might have to play in a wild card. Better save Kevin Gausman. No, you said, we're going to win this game. We're going out and sending our best guy to the hill. You send Kevin Gausman out there on game 162 and you win the game. You don't have to play a wild card round. You have Shane Bieber going to the hill in game 3. Win the game.
They're more confident in God.
And not only,
Bieber.
you just sent out 6 of your bullpen guys, which you can't change. Those are the same bullpen guys you're going to have now for the next games, and watched them get absolutely pounded.
No.
Oh, we got to keep your Savage's confidence. You got to keep his confidence up. I'm much less worried about his confidence and ability to pitch than I am the rest of the bullpen.
Jays won, man. Chill out.
I'm sorry, but I took a lot of heat for that this morning.
Just let them enjoy the win.
It was unreal. Awesome pitching by you, Savage. The bats popping off through 2 games. One.
So glad Vladdy got his moment.
Well, like he's batting almost 1,000 through 2 games. Like, it's incredible.
I thought the first home run in game 1, there's the moment.
Yeah.
Vlad is here, and then 1 up in game 2.
How about we're on our way out to the photos. We're watching the game.
At the wedding.
At the wedding, right.
Yeah.
I was at a wedding this weekend. We're watching the game on Buddy's phone in the bus, heading out to do pictures. And Vladdy's up to the plate, just about to start, and we look and say, hey, you know what? Vladdy's playoff numbers are bad. He loves to play against the Yankees. He loves it. Home run. Fast forward another inning or 2, whatever it was. Alejandro Kirk comes to the plate. If Kirk homers here, I'll shotgun. And then, so Braden said that. I say, I'll match. Buddy Brent, I'll double. First pitch. See ya. Good night, Irene. And I was happy to guzzle back that drink as in celebration.
There was a point yesterday when Kirk got to first, and I celebrate Alejandro Kirk. I have since he made the team. I've been a big fan. My wife is not as big of a fan. Thinks he runs too slow. And she's like, do you think he could steal the base here? And I just thought, Duke, in that game, when they're up, like whatever it was, 8-0, if Alejandro Kirk stole a base, the dome would have blown up. The crowd would have popped off like crazy. He didn't steal, but yeah, man. Fun baseball. Kind of balanced out the other brutal part of my weekend when it comes to other sports, but we don't need to get into that. Slurpy Sean says, I don't know who this Connor McDavid fella is. Can we talk fantasy football? Just kidding. Great show. Wait, no. Great news. Love the show. Thank you, Slurpy Sean. Yeah, of course, we can talk fantasy as well if people want to talk about that. We always say, whatever you guys want to talk about, we will do it. Jet Label, Doug. Hey, boys, great day for the Oilers with McDavid and Matthews' contracts up at the same time. Maybe Austin convinced Connor to go to Arizona with him in a couple of years. Oh, maybe. Cowan Graphics, Doug. We'll change your name. Oops. We'll take a break. Coming up next, we'll let you know what's coming up on the Lowdown Flow Tide and the Jason Greger Show. And keep the texts coming. 1-833-401-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Instagram. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Planning your next event? Let Loca Quality Market cater. From made-to-order meals to gourmet platters to full chef tasting experiences, they make entertaining effortless. Visit loca.ca to start planning today.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
If you're looking for non-stop sports coverage, tune into Sports 1440, Edmonton's only sports radio station.
24/7 coverage comes at you with expert commentary, in-depth analysis,
And so much more.
We are Sports 1440.
Sleep is for the off-season. What off-season? Sports 1440 is live, loud, and locked 24/7. Oilers, Elks, Riverhawks, Stingers, Oil Kings. We've got your fix. Edmonton's home for sports is Sports 1440.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank. Plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products. 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
Wendy's, $4 gets you more than just a burger. It gets you a Dave's Single, made with a quarter pound of fresh, never frozen Canadian beef. All for just $4 at participating Wendy's. Taxes extra. But hurry, this deal ends October 26th.
Who should start? Who needs to hit the bench? Find out with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
It's 11:43. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Also streaming on Sports 1440 AM on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want to find us. You can get us and also podcasts as well. Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever you might find them. Check it out. Fantasy Frenzy brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Go check them out only in Leduc. Coming up next year on Sports 1440, it is the Lowdown Flow Tide. Of course, they'll be talking about McDavid's extension, 2 years, $12.5 million. In case you missed it, they'll also be joined by Rachel Krychak, long time known as Rachel Dory, was married over the summer. So she'll be by at 12:40, and then Jason Greger at 1:20, and then Mama MMA with Declan Kruger. Then on the Jason Greger show, we'll hear from Kevin Woodley, Sean Brown, Cam Tate, Speck, and a lot more from 2 till 6. I'll probably hear from the GM of the Edmonton Oilers as well. Now, we had got the text in earlier, David Pignotta of the fourth period, also just saying that with the projected cap next year at $104 million, the Oilers are going to be at about 81.2. Rounding up 81.3. So yeah, there you go. We had the number $23 million of cap space looking like for the Edmonton Oilers next season. That's where it looks like it's going to be. So there you go. What will they do with that space? We'll see. But this year, great day for the Edmonton Oilers getting Connor McDavid re-upped 2 years at $12.5 million. Dusty says McDavid needs to fire his agent. No, I think this is what he wanted. Dusty. I think he wanted to help the team. I think that was the plan with this contract. The cap's going up. He'll sign his big deal probably after that. But I think this is a window to help the Oilers bring in that extra piece that they might need. Rowdy, a little NFL talk, says, hey, boys, 21 guys on my Niners hurt right now. What is up with this team? There's got to be something in the water there. It's ridiculous. Every year. What do you think? Well, Duke, we've said it. Got to be a seance. Got to do something out there.
Got to be something. You got to clear out some bad juju.
New strength and conditioning program, maybe?
Well, and I actually... it would have been ahead of Thursday Night Football. We had a guest out of San Francisco on the show, and kind of this had come up between Kevin and I as well, and he mentioned it to our guest, Noah. And he said, it's actually a team that's changed strength and conditioning staffs several times under the Shanahan tenure. And it just kind of seems like it's perpetual. It's habitual that big-time players get big-time injuries playing for this team. And it seems like everyone's out of explanations as to why.
I mean, I'd say 50% of that is it's football.
Yeah, it's a pretty high injury sport.
Who are the Texans missing right now?
Joe Mixon.
You got a receiver out of the lineup.
Who
got hurt last year? Tank Dell.
Oh, Tank Dell. Sorry, yeah, I didn't even think because he hasn't played this year.
Yeah,
It's like
but
he's a side burner.
He's injured.
Yes.
Hey, Khalil Mack, Najee Harris, Joe Alt, Mekhi Becton's been missing concussions. Rashawn Slater out for the year. It is football, and injuries happen.
Guys get hurt a lot.
I could ask young Josh over there. He'll tell you Joe Burrow out for the year, right? Potentially. Is this football? And yeah, Niners have it a little bit worse for sure, but they're still competitive. They're still fighting. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Scratching and clawing.
Mm-hmm.
You got to respect that. And that's why the Niners, to me, good football team. And I said it, well coached. King of Fort Nasty says, good morning, fantasy fellas. How about Brock Bowers going for 0.0? FML, King of Fort Nasty. Well, he didn't play. He was inactive. So if you started him still, I mean, what were you expecting? I had a terrible week in fantasy.
The Raiders got absolutely mollywopped yesterday.
That was my survivor pick.
You took the Raiders?
No,
Colts.
Colts.
Took the Colts.
Seemed
Smart.
too easy. Especially with those injuries. It was like, yeah, they have no chance.
I
It's a good Colts team.
might be starting to believe in the Colts.
They still need that, maybe that statement win or something.
Yeah, the resume is still not great because they beat the Broncos, who we know are a good team, but it was kind of like circumstantial win.
Yeah, Broncos I think are getting better every week. I think,
Yeah,
as well.
right.
Just beat the Eagles.
So I'm still kind of like, and I get it. They're a division rival of the team I root for week to week. So it's like naturally like F the Colts. They're not good. They're posers, but like I'm like Jonathan Taylor he's making it happen this year. And that O-line is good. They're giving Danny Dimes time to make simple plays. He's made some big plays. It's crazy. And that defense is way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So credit to them. A lot of credit to them.
Back to some hockey. Vern says, if St. Louis is out of it by the deadline, Oilers trade for Binnington. Then next year you got Binnington and Ingram. Yeah, well, we'll have to see if they're out of it. Man, I mean, the rumors were going crazy after the Four Nation face-off. Oh, you saw what he can do in a big game. If he's the guy at the Olympics and does it again, that's demand could be even higher. DK says, is Omarion Hampton out long-term? Well, he had the boot on. Oh, there's another injury. I'm with you, Rowdy Roddy. Omarion Hampton, yeah, I don't think they've said yet. And Jim Harbaugh, whenever you ask him about injuries, he's just like, well, I'm not a trained professional, so it's hard for me to say. You have to maybe give that one some time. But the boot leaving the stadium yesterday, not a good sign. The Fog says, is Bowman's job on the line the next 2 years when McDavid can sign again? Spend the money wisely. Potentially. Aaron said, don't worry, I had Bowers, so I put in Zach Ertz, who ended up dropping a 0.0 bomb. Should have left the spot empty from Aaron. Yeah. Ertz didn't do a whole lot yesterday. I don't remember it at all. Brad says the Broncos could be 5-0. Yeah, they could be if they didn't lose to the Colts and the Chargers. Could be. Brad, if Justin Herbert is if man, you can be could man. It could be. CJ EDM says, my whole team is out. Our practice squad at this point sucks so bad talking about the Ravens. Trent Wilhock, friend of the show. McDavid's already made over $200 million in his career, salary and endorsements. He could give a damn about other players. He wants to win. That's all that matters. He knows his chance to win is the next 2 to 3 years. In 2 to 2.5 years, 32 years old, if he doesn't win, the Oilers could trade him and restock the franchise. He has to agree to a 6-team trade list, in my opinion. Or in 3 years, he signs 6 years, $25 million with the Oilers or whoever. It's a win-win contract for both sides. I agree. Like, huge favor by Connor McDavid taking $12.5 million. And then in 2-3 years, you reassess. But this is absolutely massive. Pillman says, is Bowman the right guy to spend the cap money, boys? Well, Pillman, we're going to wait and see. I mean, as we said, $23 million. Duke, if we just go through the Oilers roster quickly here, my computer, I'll do it as fast as I can. But just like looking at the big names, McDavid and Draisaitl obviously locked up for a couple of years. Hyman Nuge locked up for a couple of years. You got Trent Frederick for a long time. Mangiapane has got 2 years. So after next season, I'm going to give you some names. You tell me, are they back? Adam Henrique.
Honestly, I think probably not.
Kasperi Kapanen.
Yeah, possibly.
He's making 1.3 mil. I can't see him making a whole ton of the
Like you're
more.
talking like somewhere between $2 and $3 million if he has a good season this year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Matthew Savoy, got him for another cheap season. Of course, you'll have the Iceman as well. Lazar, Hamblin, Philp. All would be UFAs at the end of this year. If you want them back and they're all making $775,000, I can't see any of them making much more.
Like Noah Philp, if he plays the vast majority of this year in the NHL, kind of shows that he can be a fourth line center. Like, once again, does that increase to somewhere between $1 and $2 million per season? Yeah, I could see that as a possibility. But if you're talking Hamblin, you're talking Lazar, yeah, these are fringe NHL players. League minimum is the most likely route should they be back with Edmonton, or probably even anywhere else for that matter.
So then on the back end, you have Matthias Ekholm at $6 million. If anything, I would assume he's signing for less.
Mm-hmm.
Brett Kulak and Troy Stetcher. That is with Jake Wallman getting his deal.
Yeah.
So you have $23 million to essentially decide what you want to do with Kulak, Ekholm, Stetcher, and
then some depth forwards.
Who you can probably find guys.
Yeah, if they like the depth forward thing, I get it. There's emotional ties to some players like this, and maybe less so because none of these guys have been with the team a particularly long time. If more like a guy like Derek Ryan springs to mind when he was still playing, right? But like, oh well, if Derek Ryan's willing to sign for this much, you have to bring him back. Like if players like this want substantial raises, you wish them the best. They move on, and you replace them with the next wave of bottom six forwards, because there's a lot more bottom six forwards available than there are top line players.
And I thought, in their little cup runs, excuse me, Penguins, Kings, Blackhawks all did a really good job of that. Like finding those guys to kind of insulate the rest of the
congratulations. Like in the case of those guys, they won or had playoff success. Guys had career years. They priced themselves out of town.
Yeah.
The Oilers saw it with Warren Fogle a couple of years ago, and to an extent, in different ways in and around, Phil Broberg and Dylan Holloway last summer, right? So it's you can't keep everybody. There's a finite number of roster spots and a finite number of dollars to spend on those spots. You have to use it smartly, and this is going to be a exciting task and challenge, I think, for Stan Bowman now moving forward with this flexibility that's being created to address some needs, whether it be replacing players, adding to your team, making it better with more impact guys added, or if it comes down to it, taking a look at the goalie market and seeing what's out there to explore there.
That's what I'm thinking. You're pretty much set everywhere else. It could be goalie market for sure. And there's like I said, there's just no more players you have to worry about losing. Like everyone's kind of locked up that you need to be locked up. Mormon said in Jordan's prime, his NBA salary was less than 30% of his income. McDavid will be okay. Yeah, no one's worried about McDavid not being okay. He'll be okay on his $12.5 million contract. I think just credit because he could have taken a lot more. Let's just see here. A lot more people saying Crosby. People really want the Sidney Crosby to Edmonton thing to happen. Hey, we'll talk about that, I'm sure, throughout the season. It's going to go, it's not going to go away. But then there's also going to be people saying, hey, how about a goalie? We'll see what happens. It all gets going on Wednesday night. We cannot wait. As I mentioned, we're going to have pregame coverage. Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson, and Landon Ferraro all season long here on Sports 1440, usually an hour before each game. Something tells me for the season opener, though, they might go 2 hours. That's going to do it for us here on Fantasy Frenzy. For the Duke, Josh Fenwick, and Sam Wilness, I'm Connor Halley. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Check the podcast if you missed anything else. We would appreciate that one. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button. Up next, it's Low Tide. But first, Sports 1440 update brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Breaking news in the NHL as superstar Connor McDavid has signed a 2-year contract extension with an AAV of $12.5 million with the Edmonton Oilers. Jake Wallman also closing in on a reported contract extension with an estimated 7 years at $7 million AAV. Elsewhere in the NHL, the San Jose Sharks have acquired Ryan Ellis and a 2026 sixth-round pick for Carl Gunstrom and Artem Guryev. Ellis has not appeared in an NHL game since the 2021 season while dealing with a career-threatening back injury. The Boston Bruins are planning to retire Hall of Famer Zdeno Chara's number 33. Chara played 1,023 games during his 14 seasons in Boston, winning a Stanley Cup in 2011. NLDS continuing tonight as the Dodgers and Phillies take the field at 4, with the Dodgers up 1 game, and the Cubs look to tie the series as they take on the Brewers at 7. NFL Week 5 continuing today as the Jacksonville Jaguars host the Kansas City Chiefs. Kickoff at 6:15. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's the Lowdown with Low Tide here on Sports 1440, and this has been your Sports 1440 update on with Sam Wilness.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the